Greetings, greetings, greetings. You are now tuned into the vault. Trust Christian own, nothing control everything. Just want to thank you for tuning in live, listening, to replay to the vault. Always appreciate everybody that tunes into the vault. This is the vault episode 361. I created my family trust. Definitely appreciate everybody that tunes in live or listens in the replay. We know this is the pop up episode, so feel free to click the notification button, the bell, so you can actually get our live pop up episodes, so you can get the notification of when we go live. Always appreciate everybody that does that, that tunes in live or listens in the replay. Feel free to type into the chat, even in the replay, where you're listening from. As well, feel free to listen. Feel free to type into the chat where you're listening from live. So always appreciate everybody for tunes in live, listening into the replay. This is the Vault, episode 361. I created my family trust. This is a long awaited episode. So many people have come to the Vault with this question, with this statement for years. So we're going to go over, today on this episode, what people have stated throughout the years. This is numerously, this is repeated. This is more hands and more toes than on your body. That we've had consultations, that we've had conversations. Like, so we're gonna go ahead and talk about it today. Appreciate Christopher York for tuning in live, listening to replay. Always appreciate you for tuning in live, listening to replay. I created my family trust. And this is a statement that an individual may get on the phone in a consultation, may get on the line face to face, and they say, I created my family trust. So they say this with a sign of pride, but what is the point of coming to the vault? Because you're looking to be private and learn more about that. Whereas on the public side, you created it. In the private, you can't create it. That's what makes it private. Oh, did he just tell us that? Did he tell us that? He told it all, right? Right. But do you know how to do that privately? Do you know how to do that privately? No, that's the secret sauce. Exactly. That's why you invest in your private education. Appreciate Debbie from Carrollton, Ohio, tuning in live, listening to replay. Always appreciate Debbie for tuning in live, listening to replay from Carrollton, Ohio. Once again, oh, I created my family trust, but I don't know how to be a trustee. I created my family trust, but no one in my family wants to be in a trust and work with me. Are these the statements that the average or the people that don't do it properly, where you don't have your family involved properly? Because it's a family trust, right? Right. But did they get the family properly involved? Are the husbands and the wives on the trustee training phone calls together? Are they learning together, or is this a one man show? Is it a family trust or is it a one man trust? Which one is it? Is it the family trust or you doing all the work? Which one is it? Trustee of the family trust? But then if you create it, most people say, well, I created it. Then isn't that what it says here? I created my family trust. So you're the grantor. And you're the trustee. We're not saying you can't be. This isn't legal advice. This isn't financial advice. Let's go there. Did you create it? Are you the grantor? I created my family trust. For years we've heard this. They come on the line. They're in the public. From the beginning, they're in the public because they created it. Oh, I found something online and I got this. I got an ecclesiastical. We didn't even do the ecclesiastical, but we're going to save that clip for them. The whole ecclesiastical education and information. Because that's one out of over 80 plus. But they want to talk about the ecclesiastical because it provides what? The all and be all? Is it marketed as the all and be all? Oh, we got to get the ecclesiastical, you got to go look at that. But hold on. First, let's get back to the I created my family trust. So they come on the line. They say, you know, I have a family trust, but we already did an episode about that. So we talking about the fact that they created it now. I created my family trust. So you're the grantor. Yeah, if the audience needs us to go there, it doesn't matter if you're making $0 to $1 million. If you're thinking about getting something for nothing, how does that equate to building family equity, family cash flow? Oh, my last name's worth something, but they never did nothing. What did your last name do? Immediately. Are you Johnson and Johnson? I created my family trust. Johnson and Johnson, they have a family trust. When you go through trustee training, we share with our trustees to look at certain actual publications about them that share with you how the family trust, that's probably one of the most private ones because it's not dealing with the public. But oh no, no, you know, I created my family trust. So I'm telling the whole world. I'm willing to come on the line and tell Trust Christian of all. I created my family trust. Why? Because I created my family trust. I wrote the document. I'm the one that did it, right? I'm the one that followed the template, right? Right. So let's talk to the ones that think when they get some money in their hands, over a quarter of a million, when they think they get some money in their hands, they say, oh, you know what? I'm not going to be held for that liability no more. So I'm going to find a lawyer to actually draft that legal document properly, and so they can hold the money properly in an account after it's a quarter of $1 million. Because at that point, you're outside of the FDIC insured money of a quarter of $1 million. So you know you need to be protected now. At this point, when you say you protected, you know that the money needs to be protected. Why? Because there's creepy crawlers coming around to get you after a quarter of $1 million. But in all actuality, we're going to leave that for the accredited investors and the unaccredited investors. Is I created my family trust an unaccredited investor thought process? What an accredited investor at a quarter of $1 million says, I need to make sure that I have certain structures, certain things in place to make sure that the creepy crawlers don't come a crawling on the wealth and eat the money up. Eat the gold up. Eat the silver up. Things that, you know, are held in the family. The family has a policy on all of us. How do we not have policies on all of us? Because you don't come from it. You don't come from American contracting. See, in America, they have contracts. Guess what? The family trust is a contract, right? Right. So if the family trust is a contract, why don't we have a policy on all of us? Because the family's not working together. If the family is working together, it's easy peasy. It's easy to maneuver in an environment where it requires family to have a conversation, to have some execution. The more, the bigger, the stronger, the better. Then it's not you created it anymore. It's the families. Well, I started a trust Christian in the vault. I'm the first generation to get on the trust knowledge and share it with my family. So I created it. Somebody had to start it. Right. And that's public. That's what we're telling you at the vault. That's public. I created my family trust. You go to a lawyer, we've talked to them continuously. We don't need to say this is what they're going to say. We've gone to them, we've talked to them. There are many of them. Uh, when you ask them to create it, you're going to be the creator, you're going to be the grantor. Bottom line. If we get anything outside of that of the norm, well, some people would say they lucked up, but most don't. It's not that it's, oh, the listening audience, it's the public. I created my family trust is more of a general on the public side, public statement. So what are we seeing here? Are we seeing people that are educated in trusteeship? Because if you're the trustee, once again, I created my family trust. So you're not only the creator, you're the trustee. Oh, is that the worst position to be in? Is that not a good position to be in? Well, is the position good to be in? You created it. That's public. That's not private. So when we talk to our trustees and we talk about speech, that's trustee training. Trustee training prepares families to work together, and no one in specific will say I created it. Why? Because they're first generation. We definitely have quite a few first gens come through trustee training. Quite a few first gens. Sure, you're gonna get second gens. Usually, second gens have some type of training in place or some type of system, hopefully. And then after that, if they're on the third gen, uh, we can see that they have some form of a system in place, which means at least they've been able to carry out some form of a system of a solid 75, 3 generations, easy, maybe 100 years. Uh, you know, we could say that. Uh, but when we see I created it, that means they're first gen. First gens come on the line. First gens sit down in person and say, I created a trust for my family. I created a family trust for my family. That's what they say. And by them saying that, they created a public one. Oh no, Trust Christian, I gotta rearrange my thoughts because I wasn't really meaning to say that I created it. I didn't really created it, but you know what I'm saying. What are you saying? That's what we're asking. Because what you stated on the outright was, I created my family trust. I created a trust. We could have did a trust, but we wanted to specifically put the emphasis back on the personalization of what the commentary has been, and whether that's public or even what they say is private. That's the importance of trustee training as the conversation. It's the training of the trustee, not did you create it or not. Do you know how to speak about it? Greetings from Jacksonville. Appreciate HBCU lifestyle. Appreciate you for tuning in live, listening to the replay as well from Jacksonville. Greetings from New York. Appreciate you for tuning in live from New York. Definitely don't know how to say that, so don't even know. But I appreciate you for tuning in live, listening to the replay from New York. All the New York listeners, happy to see that they're enjoying the content up in New York. These episodes don't need to be long, short, and sweet. I created my family trust. That you could send this episode to all the people that think that, oh, I'm gonna take my birth certificate and I'm gonna put that in my family trust. I'm gonna take the U.S. birth certificate and put it in a family trust because it's a certificate. I created my family trust off of my birth certificate. That's what I was thinking about doing. What trust Christian Evolve? What does my birth certificate have to do with my family trust? Because I got a birth certificate and it should go in a family trust, right? What? The birth certificate is worth some money, trust Christian in the vault. So I put the all caps name in my family trust because it's got my family name. Because look, I follow some more internet idiots that say if you put your last name first with a semicolon, and then your first name, and then the last name, and a comma, and then a dot dot, we gonna have a real legitimate trust with our name, right? I created my family trust through my name, correct? Right. Because they weren't trained in trusteeship. That's all. They created a trust in their name. Right? It's on my birth certificate. It's worth some money. Right? Right. It's worth some money. Their birth certificate? Are you serious? My birth certificate's worth. It's got like a bunch of zeros behind it, because I know they hypothecated and I know they put some money in circulation because of me, because I said I was going for billions, so I needed them to have $1 billion prepared for me. Right. But did you earn it? Or was it something for nothing? Did you earn it? But the birth certificate, it's going to hypothecate. It's already there. Money's not real. I created my family trust because I know that if I got a family trust in place with my name, then I can do what they got this discharge information out here still. Yeah, right. We can eat it alive. Even if you were in any type of public setting and doing discharges, you got to go through securities and banks and stuff like that. Like, just go through the securities and banks and deal with them. Like, they deal with secure transactions and things like that. Like, you're talking about your family trust. That means the name's up now. What you got your last name on sale at the bank. What the oh, you're issuing instruments from the family trust now. Oh, we're issuing instruments from the family trust. We could do this, we could do that, we could issue shares to our family members. Really? So you're gonna put your family in a tax liability for receiving money? Do you think the Queen of England's family is actually making money? No, they're living in the property. They have an art display downstairs, and then they have another 20 plus rooms for their family to live there. That's how it's done. Their family lives at the property. That's for charity. That's allowing people to walk through and see art from the Renaissance. They created their family trust the right way, it looks like, right? Right. Because they're in trust. And they're in a jurisdiction that favors it. Clearly. I created my family trust though. So I need help now. Cause I found something on the internet. And, hey, look, you trying to tell me it's private, but I gotta go search on the public internet to get it. But you trying to tell me the document can't be on the internet? The free stuff. Oh, I see all these different, documents from these different websites and all this stuff. This stuff I got it. I got the information, trust Christian. I just need the training in the vault. I got the information. You got the information, right? Do you got the relationships? Because we talk to people about that. Do you have the relationships in the environment? You're coming over now with Rolls Royce drivers, Rolls Royce riders. You're riding. You're dealing with people that have armored cars. Maybe they've made a few enemies along the way. They're in trust. They know how to hide. They're riding in private jets. They're staying low key. People with a lot of money don't want you to know they have a lot of money. This is a new era, a new generation of people that think that when you have a lot of money, you're supposed to tell everybody. That is weird. That's not private, it's public. That's why it's weird to somebody from the private. Because you're telling people, oh, I'm managing wealth. Really? The only people that actually do that are usually the ones that work with the banks, that have more of a secure position in the marketplace. They're portfolio managers. They're managing public wealth. They tell you that. They're portfolio managers. Then if you're managing your wealth privately with the family, that's how it happens. I created my family trust based off my birth certificate, my wife's birth certificate, and my children's birth certificate. Matter of fact, I ain't even give my kids a birth certificate. How many people saying nowadays they didn't even get their kids a birth certificate? I'm not trying to give my kid a birth certificate because I don't want them to issue no debt on the birth certificate for my kids. I don't want them to issue no debt, because I just don't want my kids born into that. Right. You created a family trust, though. But do you really know how to be a trustee? First of all, ladies and gentlemen, we already see it. Do they know how to be a trustee? No. That's why they need trustee training. It's real simple. That's why we've always did trustee training. Because it ain't about a trust. It's about the trustee training. That's what it's about. It's, are you trained up? Or is this a game? Or is this a joke? Or do you need continuous education? It's a study. Mentors always prepared us. It was a lifestyle. You don't even own a jacket on your back. But they want to own the birth certificates inside of a trust. They're trying to make a claim. But they owe me. This is a evidence of prima facie evidence of some type of life or some type of death or some type of what? Well, we appreciate everybody for tuning in live, listening to replay. This was one of those episodes that was necessary. We get this coming to us all the time at the vault, and even in trustees talking the way that they talk about being trustees. Well, I created my family trust, so I'm trying to figure out, which comes first, family or business? How many should I have? Do I have more than one? I mean, these are the questions that we get because they created it. But if they were trained in trusteeship, there would be no doubt about it. There'd be no doubt about it because they would know they didn't create it. That's trusteeship. That's trustee training. It's trust Christian own nothing control everything. Well, once again, this didn't need to be a long episode. We're just gonna share it with the trustees. Trustees say, "Oh, I need to share some content with my friends and family that I'm looking to work with and have them come work with me because I'm a trustee and I didn't create my family trust, but I need people to come work with me in this because if you say it's based off relationships, it's not just based off me knowing all the information and right, you being the smartest person in your family. If you did create the family trust, did you create a law team for the family? Did you create an accounting team for the family? Did you create a secretary for the family estate, for the family trust? Did they create those things? Well, I wasn't trained in trusteeship once again, so I didn't really know that that was like a complete necessary when I get in. I just thought I could get in here, I could have this piece of paper, because somebody sold it to me through the internet. I got something through the internet, I got this, and now guess what? I'm probably the one thing that you keep talking about, which is I need trustee training. I need to be trained. I need to have somebody to have conversations with about trusteeship. I need to be systematized so I can be given a system of process and procedures. That's what. Christian at trustchristian.com is the email y'all can reach out to. Definitely looking forward to doing the first quarter workshop. Definitely going to do a first quarter workshop for our trustees. Already are planning that. Probably going to do that. Uh, we're gonna mess y'all up next year. Like the listeners that have been listening for a while and really want to come through, we're gonna do what the mentors say, more and more next year, And people are going to see a lot of, great things happen because the system's going to be updated with families being thoroughly engrossed. It's almost like saying we're doing trustee training on the golf course. If y'all want to go there, we're doing trustee training on the golf course. This is a different type of thought process when you talk about I created my family trust and you see families that give donations to golf courses. Like what y'all talking about? Y'all want to come over to the vault? Y'all want to listen to the vault, talk about trusteeship and stuff of that nature? But we already know in our environment, families are definitely giving $10,000, $100,000 donations, quote unquote. And if you're smart, you know how to do it the right way. But definitely, that's just the cost of the golf membership. So their families can have that. What do you want to talk about? The family's giving $10,000, $100,000, to a high school, to a charter school that their children go to, a private school. So we're talking about education. Oh no, the family trust pay for the education though, right. I created my family trust for the education, correct? For the educational expense to my family, correct? Hmm. Well, this is where we are. I created my family trust. Time and time again have we heard this question. Well, it's up to you to know that Trustee Training is a program that's out here. We're not out here for people's entertainment. We're here for people's education and edification. And this is it's a niche science. People say, "Oh, trust Christian. Who gets going with the vote? The 1%. The 1% of the first gens right now. And if you guys want to go towards people that are already in a position of wealth and they just are looking to make sure they're in a better position. Second gens, sure. The 1%. Oh man, your channel's a 1% channel. Right. The 1% channel. We're not looking for the billions and the billions. That's not necessary. Because who you think is in control now? The 1%. There's a way to move and there's a way not to move. Once again, you think the 1% sharing with you how wealthy they are? Every record's meant to be broken, as they say, right? Right. So why do you need to be the wealthiest family on public record? That's strategic. Appreciate everybody for tuning in live, listening to replay. Always appreciate everybody that tunes in live, listening to replay, especially on the vault. It's been a glorious year. This is December 25th, 2021. Appreciate everybody for tuning in live, listening to replay. Trust Christian in the vault, own nothing, control everything. I created my family trust. Definitely got some more episodes. Might do some more episodes today or in the next few days. So just always be prepared. Hit the notification button. Christian at trustchristian.com. We're definitely doing our first quarter workshop. Last year, first quarter, well, this year, first quarter, May 1st, was a sellout show. Standing room, but nobody was standing because we always make sure we got enough seats for everybody. Full room capacity. Did another one in September the 25th. Capacity and the value. People say, oh, who's going to the workshops? Who's doing this? Who's doing that? Right. Is it about them or is it about your family trust? Is your family in the room with the one percenters? Is your family in the room with Cornell the trader? Cornell the trader that spoke in front of 800 people before at one time. See, we don't need to brag about our team at one point. We're just gonna continue to do what the mentors say do, which is earn your stripes. That's what you gotta do. And the wild part about it is sometimes people don't understand it, what an investment mandate is. So they are there. There's a lot of people are uneducated about what they're not. They're called an uninformed family. That's what they're called. And in our environment, they call them an uninformed family. So there's a lot of them, and so that's just the unfortunate part. Is there's so much misinformation. Like, think about it. If you don't have somebody even talking about trusteeship, how can you say they're a trustee? How can they even work with you? Right. So it's very limited. It's very niche. It's very 1%. So getting around those people that are having those conversations, it's just you gotta have that faith and invest in yourself. That's trusting yourself to say, okay, they talking trusteeship while other people are talking about go public, go public, go public. That's cool. We're not preaching for you to go private. You can do whatever you want to do. But saying I created a family trust means you created a public trust. Most of the time, because you're going to a public lawyer. And we know this. Appreciate Delaware. OG from Delaware, tuning in live, listen to replay. Always appreciate you for tuning in live, listen to replay. We got Behind the Lens TV is listening live from Harlem, New York. Appreciate Harlem, New York for tuning in live, listening to replay. A bunch of people from New York tuning in live, listening to replay. Somebody asked in the chat, where's the next meeting? We did our one was in Atlanta this year, the first one in May, and the second one was in Orlando. Uh, so we definitely make it a point to go regionally for our trustees. You know, we do our best to travel, so our trustees are in parts of the states and regionally. And remember, we just walked out of what would be considered wild times right now. Y'all know what time it is. Like, most companies could not have conferences with more than 25 people. In these type of times, like, to do that in May this year was definitely a swinger, and we definitely did over 30 people event, for sure in May. So we definitely had that type of thing going on, and that was in May of 2021. So then when we get to September, obviously the market was a lot more open. Things really started opening up. It was really ending of, reversals. And so, we did that one in Orlando, and went really, really well. Once again, see, the thing about it is how do you replace the value? What is it worth? For a $300 ticket, $1,000 ticket, it's investing in yourself. So if you're investing in yourself and you invest 1,000 and you get 10,000 or 50,000 or 100,000, how is that investment bad? But think about it. On your job, are you investing in you or are you investing in yourself? Oh man, I'm investing what? Your time and someone else's dream. That's what the mentors used to say to us. Oh, okay. Well, that's not for everybody to be over here investing in themselves. Because it takes faith, it takes trust, it takes confidence. We're telling you the truth. Trusteeship, responsibility. Oh man, I created my family trust, but I have piss poor time management. I created my family trust and my time management skills are trash. I created my family trust, and what we going y'all want us to say it again, because how many the percentage of unaccredited investors? You could say accredited too. We could say a few that make over $250,000. They almost have piss poor time management skills. But we're not going to completely say that because the numbers fall off drastically after $250,000. Like, their thought process is just different. It's something about that magical number. The banks didn't figure it out for no reason, and it's not regulated for no reason. It's for a reason. It's a great reason. It separates the boys from the men. Analogous to women or whatever you want to call it. We're talking about, it's called a sophisticated investor. That's what they call it. SEC rules, right? No, we got Christopher York at the first event. May event was legit. The vault value was ultra 1%. worth every second. And happy to have connected with Christopher York, and to have people have come to the workshop. In any sense, we always appreciate people that have come and got the value, can share what the value is. We have surveys, we have data in the background. We know what we ask the trustees for the good, the bad, the ugly in our environment. Remember, it's the trustees' environment. Remember, you're in trust. You got to be able to come to the table, sit on the board, and say, hey, you know what? I appreciate the fireside chat with the enrolled agent, someone that we all would quibble and crumble under. You don't know anything about taxes, but guess what? She does. As an enrolled agent, she does. She can defend you in court as an enrolled agent, right? She took the test, right? Right. But I don't know if I should reach out to her. She lives in some other state. I don't know if she can do the taxes and blah, blah, blah. People should have overran her, which they did. She can't take any more clients. She's already informed us of that, which is a healthy problem in your business. You should have a healthy problem where you have so much demand for your supply. You got to take care of your current demand before you can refill. It's about expansion. It's about growth. It is about that. Happy to see that for her. Uh, Name of the episode is what? How to prepare taxes for a trust. Can see what episode that was real quick. But nevertheless, for you all, we appreciate everybody that tunes in live, listens to the replay. What's the name of that episode? The Vault. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot it right now. We'll come back to that. Oh well. So, once again, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate everybody that tunes in live. Listen, okay, how to prepare the taxes. See, ladies and gentlemen, you don't need to worry about your memory. You can't see your memory. Alrighty. Episode 291. You all can Google that one. Oh, well, I'll put that in YouTube and find it. Uh, so that's episode 291, Preparing Taxes for a Trust, interview with the IRS enrolled agent or IRS EA. And so we did that episode a while back. Feel free to go look up that episode. If somebody's listening and they want to put that in the chat for others, feel free to help out other people by putting that in the chat, and seeing that they can have episode 291. But for once again, you say you created my I created my family trust, but did you have access to an enrolled agent that could help defend you and not some Joe Schmo? Oh man, I can't believe that. Christopher York, appreciate you for tuning in live. Listen to replay. Says that was the first time I heard of an enrolled agent. That was at the workshop because it's 1% information. And meet one and get the inside game or the game inside out is priceless. Really appreciate it. Appreciate you for tuning in live. Listen to replay. Once again, we definitely are aware of the position that we're in. And so, we could open up our floodgates of resources to the Vault listeners, which we do. This doesn't need to be a song on replay. If you want to go to replay, go back to that episode and really, dig in the jewels and gems and get, with those type of people. I mean, this is what has to happen. This doesn't need to be we need to have all these reruns. There's no reruns. There's no reruns in life. So how are we going to play with no reruns in life when we got to get the information and move? Oh, because I want to study. I'm going to be the study guy. I'm going to be the study lady. Okay. It's a little hard. It's got some capital involved. They got to get my money up. I created my family trust. Shoot, that didn't cost me more than $85 because I printed it off the internet. I created my family trust document off the internet. That didn't cost me more than $100. So I got that in my hands. But guess what, Trust Christian Evolve? I need trustee training because I got a doc, but I need the training. Why? Because I don't know how to manage a trust. I don't have anybody in my family that's ever done it. Right. First gen problems. I created my family trust, so I gotta create a team now. All right, Trust Christian, I gotta have some questions so I can interview these people and I can find them. I mean, do I gotta pay these people up front? How does the family trust make these payments to these people? How does the family trust get started in its funding? Yeah, and then you get these guys talking about some birth certificate. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening, I'm telling you right now, if you're under 30 years old and you're still out here wet behind the ears and thinking, hey man, I could get something for nothing, something's gonna be free, hopefully the government takes care of me, and that's what? That's poverty. What you want, poverty? You gotta get up, you gotta earn it. There's no way around it. The family trust has to build a foundation, and it requires sacrifice. Oh man, the family trust. What is it started from? Is it started from the paper, or is it started from the digital currency? Is it started from real collectible art, like the Queen of England when they got a collectible art museum that their family members live in? Or are we just going to go out here and, do we get collectible cars, let people tour the museum? I mean, what are we doing here? I created my family trust, so I got to have the initial vision. I mean, what industries are we allowed to invest in? How long is it going to take before each family member gets to retirement? How long is it going to take? How many properties is the family trust going to hold? How much? What does the vision look like? Oh man, I got to have a mission statement, Trust Christian in the vault. My family trust, we got to have a mission statement. We got to have a mission statement. How long is that going to take to come up with? Remember, I got to get me and my husband or I got to get my wife. We got to get on the same page here. We got to get on the same page here. We got to get on the same page. I created my family trust, but I didn't involve my family because I thought I was the smartest person in the room. But it's hard to tell them everything. Everybody got their mindset and blah, 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 and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. And then it just keeps going. You see how that goes? And blah, 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 blah. But when you come over to trustee training, it's about results. Because that's what the family needs. Regardless of the inept family members, the indigence of the family, the discipline of us have to take account for the family from one generation to the next. Making sure that the family name lives on from one generation to the next. So we gotta put that system in place. So we gotta use the system. Because systems are what holds this together. Systems. Accompanied by processes and procedures. Well, appreciate everybody for tuning in live, listening to replay. Always appreciate you all for tuning in live, listening to replay. I created my family trust as a statement we've heard on numerous occasions. Many people in these positions are first gen, usually. That's why they're saying that. And, we just want to put that out there that, if you're saying that from a first gen perspective, we've heard this perspective over and over, and that's just public. And we're private. Christian at trustchristian.com. Email that you can reach out. Consultations, trustee training, Christian at trustchristian.com. Look forward to hearing from you all. Peace.